This is serious. Like Sirius XFM Radio. Welcome back to In a World where just the typical podcast doesn't have that one that's always talking over the other one. In a world where it's just Andrea and
Naughty Nikki.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Just the Typical. I'm Andrea and we have Nikki in the house today.
Heyo.
Kayli will join us at some point. I don't know. It's fine.
It's cool.
It's whatever, Kayli. Anyway, welcome back. It's been a while.
It has. Life's been busy.
Yeah, what have you been up to? I just snorked, by the way. I don't know if you heard that, but
Snorked?
I'm really excited to see you, I guess. Hey, Nikki.
Just bring out the snork in you.
But what's been going on?
Lots of family stuff, holidays. I'm getting ready to move, so I've been purging and packing. And had a few play dates as well.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I want to get into those. I want to hear about that. When's your most recent play date?
Finally got schedules to align about 3 weeks ago. So, yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was that we took full advantage of the opportunity. So,
and what's a play date again? Let's just remind our audience what a play date is.
This is an adults-only play date where clothing is also optional. And boundaries are negotiated beforehand.
Skins be slapping.
Yes.
Knees be clapping. Butt cheeks. I don't know. I wasn't there. You were.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's some smexy time for adults.
Well, let's just talk about that now. What happened? Where were you?
Which time?
Oh.
No, I call them my regulars, but I've got regulars now. I'm not meeting with any new potentials just because
Your roster's full.
my roster's full.
We've established that.
Life
She's
is
full.
busy. Yes. So I had one of my partners out and we had a really kind of rough scene, kind of seeing like where my limits were, a lot more like hair pulling, some kind of just more aggressive, full contact, smexy time.
Woo!
Yeah, but I was
Safe
smiling at
words.
the end and happy. Yes. There's always safe words. Again,
And you're safe. You've made it here today.
Yeah,
You're walking fine.
well,
Debatable.
I always say if you are walking fine afterwards, it wasn't done right.
Oh, Nicole.
If you leave, looking the way you did when you came in, like it didn't go well. I'm going to look like a whole nother person.
Jeez Louise.
That's how you know you did it right. Yeah.
Well, cool. I'm glad you're still having fun.
Yeah. I did. Okay. I said my roster's closed. I actually did have a new person join my roster. It was unexpected. It was a female.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So one of my regulars, he's out playing, doing his thing. And he said, I've met this gal. She's really great. And I think the two of you would really click. And he was totally right. It was like, we're totally in sync. It's been wonderful. So the three of us got together and we had a play date with the three of us. So that was lots of fun.
That's new to you, huh?
It's been a hot minute since I've done it, but I have had the opportunity to do it a few times before and really enjoyed myself.
Okay, I was just going to ask. I was like, and? It's good?
Yeah.
Are you guys hanging out again, or?
We've been trying to. We had something on the calendar, and then life happened, as it does. So we're trying to reschedule, but yeah, she's fabulous. So then I introduced her to a couple of my other play partners, like, hey, I think you would get along. So it's kind of nice having this vetting system. I mean, there's weirdos out there, whether you're in the dating world or in kind of this kink friendly community in which we're kind of meeting each other through. But it's kind of nice, having this clear kind of expectation of like what we're here for and just figuring out whether we like work together.
Get busy. Show me what you got, and I'll show you mine.
Yeah, so that was
good.
It was really
I'm
fun.
glad you're having fun.
Always,
I can't
that's
say
the
it
name of the
enough.
game.
When I took care of little old people, some of the advice that I heard over and over again, and I'm not shitting you, is like they wish that they would have gotten busy more and had, because when you can't, you can't.
And that's the thing is like, we're not
gonna
guaranteed
happen
tomorrow. Like our bodies, like we're getting older. They don't.
George, I'm recording.
Sirs. Got a lot to say over there. No, I keep that in mind because like I was nervous going over, even though like I felt secure in who I was and my intentions with how I wanted to show up. I trusted my play partner and, you know, this gal, we were chatting. But I was nervous because it was new and I wanted to do well for me. I wanted to do well for, for them so everybody could have fun. But I was nervous that it was that like I would rather have this experience than not because I could wake up someday and not have the choice.
I'm really happy that you're doing your thing, getting yours. Mm-hmm. So question, because I know you are moving and you're moving kind of out of this area to a different region. Mm-hmm. Are you getting things kind of like pre-set up? Are you going to wait until you get all settled there before you start hanging out with people, or does your roster change? How does that work?
So if my kind of more local peeps are okay maintaining connections, I would like to. I've done that in the past with some of my current play partners where it's just life took us in different directions and we just didn't connect like we used to, but we still like there's still a line like we could reach out and kind of see where we were at to, see if life could have our paths cross. So I'd love to do it with my current play partners because I still am going to come back and visit. Because of where I'm moving isn't super far away, I've been able to make some connections ahead of time. So I've got some, on deck in the dugout.
Planner. You're a planner.
Yeah. So I've got a couple, but it will be, starting over a bit, which is kind of exciting. Like it's that, that rush you get from dating and meeting new people. You get to have that, you get to flirt, which I enjoy that part of, ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah. It seems, if that's your thing, it seems like it's the best parts of dating.
I mean, there's still like on the flip side, having that long committed relationship that you're investing in deepening and strengthening, like there's enjoyment that comes out of that as well. It's kind of on the opposite end, and it's nice getting to have the opportunity to experience both.
Nice. Yeah. We'll keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Since I have you,
uh-huh.
I thought we'd play a couple little games.
I love it. Are
and
there prizes?
I also want to call Kayli.
That's the prize. I want to hear her disgust.
Damn it, Kayli, you son of a bitch. You're so stupid. I love you. Okay, let's just start with a quick fun. We've been playing the fornicate, marry, and kill. You know how this game works?
Oh, yes.
This is where 3 random celebrities, and you have to kill one, marry one, and fuck one. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with celebrities. Okay.
How are we defining a celebrity?
Well known, like that we both like a well known.
Okay. That's terrible.
And if there's somebody that you say that's stupid and doesn't qualify as a celebrity,
you'll let me know.
I'll send it back.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So don't fuck this up.
Fuck.
Okay. Here we go. Fuck, marry, kill. Oh, I wrote that down. Okay. Willie Nelson.
Okay. DeBoink?
Well, what did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say?
Oh, you're saying to fuck, marry, and kill, right?
Yeah.
So you're going in order.
I
asked if you would boink him.
No. This is what happens is I just say the celebrities and then you say your order, okay. And then I'll say mine.
I thought you were listing out yours, who you would do, but you're giving me my options.
No, I'm not giving you like my number one. So my top of my list is Willie T. Nelson.
Like, wow, that could be a fun time.
Willie fucking Nelson.
I wouldn't say no to that.
I'm gonna hit you right in the fucking lip.
Right in the kisser.
Right in the lips. Right in the fucking
baby makeup.
Lips. Okay. So here's yours. Mm-hmm. Willie Nelson, Barbara Bush, and Tom Selleck.
God, you're the have to justify any of these answers?
If it's questionable, yeah. Okay. So Willie Nelson, Tom Selleck, and who else did I say? Barbara Bush. Barbara Bush.
No, I'm sorry, Barbara, but I'd have her whacked. Willie, I would marry. Tom, I would do.
All right. That checks out.
Yeah.
That's pretty
right
much
for
what
me.
I would do too. That's a good one. I like that. Okay, thanks for being a good sport. Do you have one to present, or I could come up with another one?
No, I'm gonna get you.
Are you
but
sure?
I gotta come up with good ones now.
Well,
God. Okay. Okay, Martha Stewart. No, I take that back. She's cool. I like her now. Have you watched her documentary?
No. Oh yeah. The one on Netflix.
Yeah.
Not sponsored, but would love to.
It's on my list, but I've heard fabulous things about it.
It's
now
really
that I'm
good.
like, maybe she's
a little
bit of an idol.
She's a little bit of a baddie.
Yeah.
She's I think she's kind of your style in the best way, in that she knows what she wants and is like super like type A about it, and that's where she got a bad rap, was from like being kind of firm in her visions and like what she wants, basically being a bad biatch. And she was stunning. Like, she was actually a baddie. Like,
that was it. It's like, oh, this
really
girl's got
cute.
like real like gumption and character, that it's like she is admirable, and I think they tried to paint her
She's
because
naughty.
she was a woman. Well, yeah, the best
But
people are.
She also was a little bit of a bitch, but that's cool.
We all are.
I
to certain degrees.
That's my style anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that she's
No,
on the
I'm
list?
No, I'm just gonna let you do this.
Okay, I'll. Nikki, fuck. Okay. Okay. Melissa Etheridge. Sarah McLachlan. And
Being a mystery.
Natalie Merchant.
I'm thinking of Natalie Imbruglia.
I'm losing it. What is that 10,000 Maniacs song? How does that go? I just know it's like, you know what I mean?
Nope.
Natalie Imbruglia, she kind of like she has the Shakira.
Yeah, crap.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Crap, I hear the melody in the back of my mind.
Wasn't it 10,000? Am I making shit up? Natalie Merchant. Okay. Why can't I think of it?
She had like the blue sweatshirt on in the CD cover.
Oh my God.
Imbruglia. There we go. Natalie Imbruglia.
No, Natalie Merchant.
Oh. You gads.
I almost pissed. Building a mystery. No,
that's Sarah McLachlan.
That's the one I just said.
Oh my God.
I was just basically telling you the Lilith Fair to choose.
Oh, did you ever go to that?
No, I'm not a Libetian.
Well,
no shade.
But still, but like in 90s. It was like girl power 90s.
See, I thought it was more like Isle of Labia.
Carnival. That was her top 10. Sorry.
Like, if you ever snap
Wonder
at me again.
and Jealousy for Natalie Merchant. I still can't hear the melodies.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, I'm just going to kill her because I don't know her.
Oh my God. You're terrible.
Terrible, Muriel. Okay. Sarah and who was the first one?
I think I said Melissa Etheridge.
Melissa Etheridge. Yeah, I'd do her. She knows what she's doing. I would do her, and I'd marry Sarah.
I feel like you'd be living in a
little affair all the time.
Yeah.
I would be with those two.
Oh, this is. Oh, let's see. This is the Natalie Merchant.
Just believing.
Oh, I don't know who it is, and now you know every fucking word all of a sudden.
What the hell?
Why are you gaslighting me? You cad.
What's in a name?
Hey, yeah, be free. Doesn't she say that? Let me fast forward this shit. Every of my story. Oh shit. All right, I'm cut. You fucking gaslighting fuck. I'm mad.
Crap. I probably shouldn't kill her then.
You were literally just jigging out and closing your eyes and raising your hands up to the sky.
I shimmied.
Are you?
I don't know her though.
Never heard of her. Fuck, dude. That was silly. Now I know you're a gaslighting son of a bitch.
Yep. That's me.
Okay. You said you had some DMs to share, and I've been itching to hear some. I want to hear some. If they're not good, I send them back.
Oh, no, these are good. I thought of you when they came in.
Hell yeah. So, are these all from the same site?
Yes, I'm only on one site currently.
Gotcha.
And I do appreciate when people reach out because, again, I typically don't. And I know that takes a lot of gumption to do that. I do appreciate it.
And you've had a little outreach, haven't you?
Yep. Okay, where's
good? Get it, Nikki.
The good one. Oh, I'm going to start off with the best one. If only you were my sister. That's it. That's the message.
Oh, no. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, hold on. I'm not trying to kink shame or anything.
No, like I get the family play dynamics can be exciting, but it was like that's how we're starting off.
That's what I'm gonna
like
call
not
it
even
when
left
Kayli's
field.
flirting with Jeremy is family play dynamics that needs to stop.
Right? It was just like and if we were, then what?
What did you say
Nope.
anything? Okay.
What do you say to that? What would you say to that?
I think I'd send a picture of my face doing this.
Makes like that stink face that cats do when they
Yeah.
smell each other's mouth.
Just their mouth open ever so slightly. Nostrils flared. No. Well, that's one. That's coming in hot. Okay, sorry. I was just curious.
Okay. 9-inch hung and fit BBC. Make an exception because I have on my profile that I'm not looking. And he goes, I need to fuck you deep.
Oh.
I'm like,
right to the point.
I mean, again, I appreciate directness, but it was like, you clearly saw that I wasn't. And it felt a little like disrespectful. Like, cool, that's really great. You've got all those wonderful attributes. But I had a line here because I didn't want
BBC,
you to waste.
Like the British broadcast company?
God, I love you. That is one acronym. There's another for a big black chocolate covered magic stick. Take it to the candy shop.
A Weenel.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yep.
I really didn't.
Yep.
I was thinking he was like a producer for
the
the
BBC.
latest mystery nun show.
But, this one is 2 parts. So started off really nice, and I usually try to acknowledge messages, especially when they've taken the time to like say something nice, pay me a compliment. So he started off saying, you know, you are such a amazing, beautiful goddess that looks so delicious, love to worship you. And I said, you're sweet. Thank you. Okay. But then I got a novel back.
Oh,
and
God.
this novel went into great detail about what he would like to do. Are you ready for story time?
Oh, shit. I guess, yeah, let's do that.
Oh, you are so very welcome. I think it would be totally worth planning a trip out your way to potentially get acquainted and have a mutual interest for enjoying each other's yummy bodies and naughty, kinky desires. For example, we meet and have a few drinks or something break the ice. Shortly after, we randomly decide that we needed to get a room and have a good time. So as we stood outside the door, you looked at me and said that tonight I was to follow your directions and any other requests you had. I laughed and said, we'll see. And then you grabbed me by my throat and slammed me against the door and start choking me while restating that tonight I will be nothing more than to be used for your personal satisfaction.
Nothing more than to be used for your personal satisfaction.
And that nothing more than your personal sex toy, seat, and towel. You demand me to agree. The longer I take, the harder you choke me. I then agree, and you slap me and open the door and tell me to take my clothes off, and then yours. Once we are naked, you then force my face into your breast. Tell me to kiss, and blah, blah. My hands are excited.
And blah, blah. How did he spell that?
AG. My hands are excited and start running over your body. You tell me to start and touch and rub your meow. As much as you enjoy it, you slap me hard and ask if I was told to do that. I respond no. Then you clarify that you are a goddess and I am there to serve and please you.
Oh, shit.
And then you force me to my
Is this
knees.
sub stuff?
It's just, it goes on a bit farther and it's like, listen, I appreciate a novel. Like, I appreciate the detail and the time it took.
He has a scene planned.
And that, here's the thing. I do have on my profile that I do identify and kind of in that mentality of being a goddess. But if you look closer at my profile, you clearly see that I am not someone that takes the lead in any of my playtimes, like my dynamics, my relationships. That's not a role that I serve in. So it was like, you wasted all of my time putting your fantasy on me because you didn't take the time to read what, like, I don't have a novel written on my profile, but I make it very clear in the stuff that I share that that is not a role that I naturally gravitate towards or really have assumed in any of my dynamics. So it's just like, you really wasted my time with this and yours. So there was
so
no
you would
response.
love Chapel Roan because she's the giver.
I do love that new song. There's nothing wrong with being a pillow princess. That is a, some people shame pillow princesses because they think, oh, well, you just lay there and take it. And it's like, as someone that tends to be more submissive, it's like, do you understand what it means to just take it? Like, we do have to, it's not just laying there and doing nothing. And that's what some people think it is. It is basically allowing yourself to be whatever that person needs you to be, to just be open to receiving whatever they want to give you and to like appreciate the attention they're giving to you, the time and energy, and to kind of give that energy back to them as like, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to show your affection and appreciation in this form. But it's not just laying there and disassociating. It's still connecting with that person and really being present in what it is that they're giving and acknowledging that and just being kind of whatever it is they need in that moment to receive it.
I love
that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
It's a lot more mental, emotional, psychological to be this space for people to allow themselves to open up and give freely. And to have that receipt.
It's more to it. It's harder than it looks.
It is.
Basically, is what you're saying.
It is. And sometimes our bodies need warm-ups and practice.
Our bodies are a wonderland. Our bodies in a wonder.
Song will never die.
What a weirdo, huh? John Mayer.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him play guitar?
Nope.
He's one of those, no shade because I don't like play an instrument anymore or anything, but like he's one of those that, I think it's okay to make a face. You're getting into it, making a face, like really feeling it. I know millennials get a reputation for making stank face when they dance.
Oh, and hands in the air. That's our
hands
giveaway.
In the air. But like John Mayer in particular just looks like he, I saw a meme and I agree with it. He looks like a cat getting ready to cough up a hairball because he does this like kind of body roll thing. With his, I don't know, I hate it. That's my point.
Don't like it.
It's just, I don't know. I don't get it.
It's not pleasant to the eye.
I don't know. I just never understood it, and maybe I just never will because I don't play those instruments. But even, like, no shade to Miss Christina Aguilera, not sponsored, by the way. But her hand goes wild. She goes, It goes flipping and a flapping, and I just wonder what does that do for her. And there's like a local artist that does that as well. And she just, and she's pretty good, whatever. No shade, not my style, but oh God, that sounded bad.
It's
I don't
hard to understand like how that extension of them.
It's
like
just,
how you
for me,
feel
it's a
that.
little distracting. I think it looks weird, especially when you're singing a song you didn't write.
But I think sometimes like you can feel it internally, and sometimes there's that like trying to get those feelings to reconcile inside your body, and sometimes it just comes out in ways. And I think like for singers a lot of time it's the hands. Sing through the hands.
Yeah, and I get that a little bit, but there's like these moves, like this where it's like a palm up and then it like shimmies down from the sky. It's like
jazz
woo. Hands. I don't get it. I don't know.
Fingers.
Spirit fingers. Sorry. No shade. It was just a random thought. Relax.
It can be distracting. I think sometimes when it's
Quit yelling at me.
Overdone.
Should we call Kayli really quick?
Speaking of overdone.
Okay, you fucker. Let's just call Kayli and see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see if she answers. I know she's been having some family stuff, so if it's bad, I'm just gonna abort mission.
Just hang up. Yep.
My body, my choice. Okay. If she doesn't answer, I swear to God. This bitch.
Hi, you've reached Kayli. I'm sorry I couldn't get your call. Please leave a message with your name and phone number as soon as possible. Thank you.
Wow, I knew you would do this to me. But it's okay, Nikki's here. Hey, Nikki.
Hey.
Suck on that! All right. So for those listening, it's all in good fun.
Yes.
But Kayli does pretend, we'll say, to get peanut butter and jealous of Nicole Murray over here. And so when she found out Nikki was coming over to hang out, she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, you're invited too. But anyway, Kayli's a little tied up at the moment. So she'll join us when she can.
If she's invited.
We'll see. Kayli.
That's all.
We'll see if she calls back. It's funny.
No, love her.
Amazing. All right. We've got to get so Nikki's been here before a couple times, and we've got some content to release of her previous visits, but because that stuff isn't out yet, I think that we can like touch on it a little bit if you want, just to kind of sausage tease a little bit. That's a dish from the Rhinelander, not sponsored.
They're not around anymore.
There's one in Vancouver, Washington. Yeah.
I should do a trip before I move.
You should. It's just, yeah. It's a Rhinelander. Maybe it's Gustav's, but yeah, it's in Vancouver.
Okay. All right. Well, that's happening.
Yeah, but sausage teaser.
Yes.
Do you have like a kink of the day, kink of the week?
So there was one, it doesn't necessarily have a term, but it's definitely,
Just to explain what that is. This is where we talk about a kink, which is considered, or it's a preference.
Yeah.
Like for sex purposes, right? It's
because that's the whole point of like wanting to normalize these conversations around smex and normalizing it. And one of those things is using the language that you use when it's, the kinctionary of it all. I can't cover this. I did take that from somewhere else. But yeah, just to talk about these terms. So when you're engaging with others, you know what to say. I mean, because we don't talk about this. And so things like...
There's an etiquette is what you're saying. Even though it's getting crazy, getting busy,
Well, we know the lingo when it comes to other like mainstream clubs and events like book clubs, wine clubs, sporting events. We understand the rules. We understand the players. We understand how to get into it and stuff. But when it comes to kind of more alternative clubs, especially ones that have been painted by society as being negative. And so, smex, which is touted as, being something you discuss in private, but we aren't discussing it in private. So that's the thing, is like, we need to start discussing it because it's a normal part of being humans. It's a normal part of relationships. And they can look very different than how they're sometimes presented in society, in movies, and mainstream. And so I want to talk about it because it's all very healthy. And in fact,
we're just trying to inform, like, there's different styles of kinks, because maybe because I know I listened to the Viral podcast with Chelsea Lynn and Paige Jen. Love them. Not sponsored, by the way. But they talk a lot about this topic as well, because they both enjoy it a lot. And they also talk about really funny things. They just make it more normal. Like, for instance, they've talked about their personal preferences, aka kinks, and type of like porn that they watch when they get off or whatever. And it's gnarly. Some of it, I mean, to me, it sounds gnarly. I'm not shaming them, but it's like, whoa, it's very specific. There's family play, as you say, just for an example. Yikes. But, you know, to each their own. And then there's like some other shit that they say too, but they're just saying it super normal style.
Yeah.
And then they talk about how after they got a nut, they are like, they feel filthy for what they've just nutted to or whatever. And so that's what we're talking about, is that sort of thing.
Yeah.
In a way, it's like we're calling it kind of like by what its terms are. And so, and that's what we come up with. Like whenever you're here, you've got a kink to share. Like, what is it called? What does it mean? Because, you know, maybe there's somebody out there listening that has that, and then we'll feel like, oh, I'm not a big piece of hog shit because I like when somebody sniffs my toes and pokes my beehole, my leather Cheerio or whatever.
Yeah, because I don't have anyone in my life that's discussed with me or let me know that this is normal. What I'm feeling is normal. Yeah,
and there's more open relationships out there these days, and there's the ethical non-monogamy, as you're informed. Like I feel more Pacific Northwest with my verbiage with this. But anyway, take it away with the kink.
So there's not like a specific term, but it's kind of about like insertions, specifically like large insertions, but sometimes it doesn't have to be large. Into a cavity, a body cavity.
Okay.
Some people, it's just the insertion itself. They find that extremely erotic, you know, seeing it go in and out. The person experiencing it also finds it. Sometimes there's a vulnerability, especially if they are restrained in some way or some of their senses are hindered. That can be a fun experience. For others, it is about the size. They enjoy the sensation of being filled and stretched, you know, kind of at capacity. And then, of course, there's just like the extreme size of it, as well as like the objects and then the size of the body caverns afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like the visual of it can also be very erotic for some people. So there's, depending on which place you're coming from within the dynamic, there's lots of different ways that you can enjoy it. But our society for the longest time also toted the tight meow trying to stay PC, but you know, like, because that meant that the tighter it was, it meant that you were less experienced, which was supposed to be a good thing, because the more experience that you had meant that you were a bad person. And the tighter it was, it's supposed to feel better for usually the guy, but it's like some guys actually don't enjoy that sensation. Sometimes it's very painful for them. Sometimes it's very painful, you know.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, for those being penetrated. So it's like, again, find what you enjoy and what works for you. That's the whole point of it. Is,
and there's probably somebody else out there that likes the same thing, right?
And if they don't, there's nothing wrong with either of you.
True that. But I feel like what you've shown me with your stuff is that there's more people in common than you would think, like with your preference or your kink or whatever.
But we're not meeting at bars and doing, you know, fantasy football leagues and, you know, fantasy, you know, kink leagues, because it's just not normalized in mainstream society. But it's like, we need to have these discussions in order to make sure people are staying safe, that we understand the rules, we understand the players, we're all speaking the same language. Same thing as you do when you're showing up, you know, on the turf to play a game. So it's that those same principles are applied within this world. It's just a world that a lot of people are tuning out, but so we live in this world. It's not something that needs to be separate. A dazzling place you never knew. 'Cause when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear. And now I'm in a whole new world.
And now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings,
soaring, tumbling, freewheeling,
stretching out her inner thighs. A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your thighs.
A whole new. Sorry, George. My cat's mad. My cat George hates when I sing.
Not a fan. Doesn't like Disney.
I think he thinks I'm dying.
He's a hater.
He's one of those cats. Have you ever seen the cats that? Oh, George, I'm sorry.
Got
dude.
your point across.
Oh, he is mad. Dude, I'm sorry. I love you forever. He's
Not a fan of the classics.
14 years old, George.
Oh, he's a little old man.
He's an old man. Come here, baby. But yeah, he's one of those cats that will get me if I'm singing. Like if I kept going, he would jump on me in my face, might fuck me up a little bit.
And just shut you up.
Yeah, like, dude, are you okay? Yeah, that's George. Do you want to play Truth or Dare?
Yes.
Okay. Truth or Dare? Or do you want me to go first, or what do you want to do?
I don't know. I gotta think of something. I don't have a question loaded.
All right, well, Truth or Dare?
Truth.
Okay, hold on. What's the worst gift you've ever received?
That's a good one.
It could just be the first. I mean, there's lots of bad gifts. It could just be like the first one you think of.
The first one I can think of that comes to mind, it was a matching scarf and beanie set, and they were beautiful, and they were in like a color scheme that I normally do enjoy, but it was not my style.
What color scheme?
It was like silver and gray and black, but it was not in a print that I would normally wear. And it was that had kind of been a theme for a lot of gifts from this person, where it was like it just missed the mark.
Wow.
And
I'm sorry.
It was just kind of like the theme of it was well, I've been meaning to tell you.
It wasn't me.
No, it was just it wasn't necessarily the gift itself was bad. It was the fact that it came from someone that always kind of missed the mark. And so it was just like, oh, I'm trying to, like, I appreciate the gesture and stuff, but it was like, this person should have known me enough to know better to not do this. That it was like, it just, yeah, I didn't like the intentions behind it. Frustrating. As someone that puts a lot of effort into my gifts for people.
Yeah, you do. You put a lot of thought into the details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not about the gift. It's really just about the thought behind whatever it is. Then it was just, I felt a bit like an afterthought again. That was kind of a theme with this gift giver, but they're not around anymore.
Fuck 'em.
So they can take their gifts and shove it.
Yeah, bitch. I don't even know who you are, bitch.
You don't want to.
Good, bitch. Do I know him?
Yep.
Oh, bitch. Definite bitch. All right.
Okay. I want to hear what yours was.
My worst gift?
Yeah.
It was, the first thing that comes to mind is also like some clothing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was a combo graduation birthday gift that was not in my colors, and it was like this it was like from Meyer and Frank, which was a store at the time, right, at Lloyd Center.
Yes.
Which, by the way, holy shit, Lloyd Center is a ghost town.
Yeah.
But it was like this canary yellow camisole with a shrug set, but it was all connected.
Oh yeah.
I hated it. It just wasn't.
That's not one of your colors.
It's not one of my colors, and it was from people that are very close to me, and I just kind of low-key hated that it was a combo. Not that I'm greedy or whatever, but it just seems really lazy. It's a combination graduation from high school and birthday gift.
No, they're two separate occasions. It just so happens that they're within like the same kind of time range, but they're two separate occasions and should be acknowledged as two separate occasions.
And this was my gift when those people went to a different person's college graduation the same weekend, which I understand college is better.
No.
Or whatever.
Trust me.
But it was out of state. I don't know. It was just crazy. Anyway. So it just was like kind of like, wow, you couldn't have even given me a 20? Come on.
A little something.
You loaded. I know yeah. All right. Do you have a truth or dare for me?
Nope.
Okay. Let's just do one more here. Truth or dare.
Hello, princess, for this episode, apparently.
Typical. Just the typical. Okay. Truth or dare.
Oh, truth.
I want a hot dog real bad.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Okay, let me think. Okay, a truth. Let me think.
Only because your dares would have me like drinking something filthy out of a glass and running around the house 3 times.
Maybe.
And
No,
maybe,
it would be more like calling people.
farting flame balls.
Farting flame balls.
Yeah.
That's my territory, okay, bitch? You back off. You back off of that, you rat bastard.
You
Okay.
dirty rat.
Let's see here.
Okay, well, let's flip the coin.
Yeah.
What was one of your best gifts that you got?
Well, I don't know. Some quilts from my grandmother.
Oh, did she make them herself?
Yes.
Oh, that's
She
so
made
cool.
them. Yes.
That's a skill set. I went to a fundraiser over Christmas and they had a quilting guild there and they auctioned them off. You know, and it was like seeing these quilts up close and all the work they did. It's impressive.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work. I have about 8 of her. So she had a stroke and was unable to finish some quilts. She had a tradition of giving us quilts for our birthdays and if we graduated and got married or whatever. So you get a quilt for that. And she had pre-started 8 different quilts with certain people in the family in mind before her stroke happened. And then she's no longer here. I was lucky enough to get the quilt set. So they're squares that have already been sewn together. And now I need to sew the big squares together and get it actually quilted, which is a thing.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to carry on that tradition.
Exciting.
And that's my TED Talk of the day.
I love it.
Okay. So here's kind of a deeper, since you don't have one, I'm getting you in the nuts.
Just give it to me. I'll take it. And
I
I'll
know
say
you
thank
will.
you.
I know you will, bitch. What's something that you've done like in your entire life, something bad or naughty, whatever, that you still feel guilty about?
Oh, I have one.
Really? Do you feel like sharing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some might think it's not that traumatizing, but I was driving to work one day and I saw what I thought was a black trash bag thought was blowing around in the wind on the road. And it turned out that it was a cat that clearly had been struck by a vehicle and was in, trauma. And I was running late for work. And I thought, I don't have anything in my car because I'm thinking, could I grab it? Could I put it in my car? I don't have anything. Like, I was not dressed to chase down a cat in traffic. It was really heavy traffic. And I didn't stop. But
you
I thought
rat
about it.
bastard.
I didn't stop. I'm
That's a
kind of
trigger
like,
warning.
I would have to. It just seemed like a situation that seemed bigger than me at the moment, but I should have stopped. I think about it.
Oh,
Because even if it's going to suffer, like even if it wouldn't have lived that situation, I didn't want it to suffer. And that's the thing that kills me is like it suffered.
I'm sorry. George, it's okay. He's mad about that.
I'm a big animal lover. I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter if it's a coyote or a possum. If I see him on the side of the road, I'm always going to say like, I'm so sorry. Like you had to experience that. Because I don't want that for anybody or any living thing.
I know. It sucks to do that. I've hit a squirrel before.
Oh my God.
And I hated
that.
It sucks.
It traumatized me.
I also worked with this girl who was late to work because she hit a deer on 84.
That's no joke.
Yeah. And she ended up having to like get a ride to work. I'm like, why'd you even come to work? Holy shit. Like like this deer was trolloping across the highway and boom, it just, oh my God. I feel bad for people that have to experience that too. And yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the mood change. Really appreciate that.
Good for
That was really good. I thought you were going to give me something juicier than that. Like, I fucking cheated on this test once and nobody ever knew and I feel terrible about it, or I ate the last cream puffs.
I didn't cheat, but I had someone cheat off of me and I got accused of cheating one time.
What the hell? Do I know that person?
We did go to high school with them. If I said the name, you would probably know, but I'm not going to out them.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to say that.
But we never really talked about it. We had a math class and we both had to stay late to take the exam, and I turned mine in before he left, and the teacher, I think, either stepped out of the room while we were both there after I had left, and so the student went and picked up my test and took it and then copied off of it. And so then when he turned them in, the professor was grading them, we missed the same mistakes, and like, we had to show our steps and they looked the same. And so he pulled me out of class one day and he said, "Hey, so what happened here?" And so we kind of ran down the timeline and stuff, and I'm like, nope, this is what happened. And so he was able to connect the dots. The student had taken it off his desk and used it to copy and then turned it in. And so I believe he got in trouble. I'm not sure what. I mean, we knew each other enough that like we could say hi to each other, but he never really talked to me after it, and I never really addressed it because I'm like, I didn't feel there was anything to address because I wasn't in trouble. After that, it was clear. I felt bad for him because that's really sucky, and it was like, this is uncomfortable, so let's just kind of not acknowledge it and stuff it under the rug. And to this day, we've not said a word.
No, nothing to see. My cat is losing his mind.
I know.
He is really upset with you. He's judging everything you just fucking said. George, I know.
I feel the judgment.
She
I hear
said
it.
she feels bad. That's why we're having
Don't
this.
put words in my mouth.
Okay, I thought that's what you were saying.
Nope.
Maybe I misunderstood.
Sorry, you're upset.
Listen. I'm trying to think of a time that something I feel guilty about still. I mean, I've definitely lost my temper a few times, and I always feel bad about that. Fuck. I can't think of one at the moment. Oh my God, George.
He's got so much to say today.
Come here.
Say it into the microphone.
Come here. Well,
You heard it here,
you heard it here live.
right?
Tales of George, the concerns of Georgia Burns, the concerns of my cat. Okay, well, I know I've done something shitty. I know I have. Oh, there was a time. Okay, this is an interesting. I have several things. Like, there's times where I wish I would have held my grace a lot better. Like, for instance, in my last relationship, or when I feel ganged up on or whatever. Like in my younger days, I can hold my own now. But okay, there was this time I was walking around downtown in my early 20s, and I was utterly shocked. I saw a very, very pregnant woman. No mistaking, like, is she pregnant? Is she not? Clearly pregnant, like rubbing her belly about it, chain smoking on the street.
Ooh, cringe.
And I said something to her, and I just kind of wish I didn't. I feel kind of guilty about that then, because it's like, even though it's pretty shitty, it's really not my place to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because it became this whole like yelling match in the street, because I like said something to her and kept walking, like, and I just should have shut the fuck up. That's like not. Anyway, so that's something I still feel weird about, because I wasn't trying to shame her, but it did turn into like a public shaming sort of a situation, because she was very, very, very pregnant. And yeah, there were other people around. But, oh well.
Good lesson learned.
Yeah, I'll never do that again.
There you go. Yeah, sometimes
And
a
also,
lesson's got to be painful.
Another lesson for the folks, for everybody: if you don't know someone's pregnant for sure, just don't say anything. I have been around people. Oh my God, I was on the Max with some friends a while ago, whatever, and this woman had a like protruding abdomen, whatever. My friend asked her when she was due. She lifts her shirt up and starts screaming about how it's a tumor.
Oh my God.
And it was so uncomfortable. It was like a packed train. I wanted to die, and it wasn't even me who said it. I was so uncomfortable, but now I know what to say whenever somebody asks me.
It's a tumor.
It's a tumor. It's a tumor. Get to the chopper.
You know, like,
Anyway.
not to go off on a tangent, but I do find it kind of hypocritical that it's like, it's okay to ask a woman's like condition on her pregnancy. And it's like, you don't know the circumstances of that pregnancy. Like, maybe they don't want to talk about it, but like, we don't ask that for anything else. When it's like, I see you lost a limb. I see you've got, you know, a pump. I see you're wearing a patch. It's like,
But people stare like jackasses.
I mean,
they'll
I think
stare at that shit.
I think we're curious, of course. I mean, but it's that we don't need to talk about people's bodies like that. You just need to respect it. Again, like, he didn't need to say anything.
nobody, basically you don't need to comment on anyone's body. You can think it and you can talk shit to your friends because I'm gonna fucking do it. You can't
and you
stop
can
me.
look with curiosity because maybe you're just not exposed to that. You're
Maybe
not
a little
seeing
bit,
it,
but be respectful. Like,
that's it. No judgment.
I grew up with, my mom is a disabled person who has visible disabilities and scarring, and I grew up watching people like stare at her. And I understand there's a curiousness, but it's just like, don't break your neck about it.
Balk at it.
I don't know. It's just like, people got to do better. It pisses me off.
Take a look. Don't stare. Like, and don't judge. And don't make snide comments. And it's like, that's unnecessary.
Yeah, keep it to yourself and your friends later. Like, God, you stupid ass. Don't make me say something to you. Kayli? Hello?
That's all.
Kayli? Hello? She's probably big mad. She has not called back. Or she might roll up at any second.
She could.
She very well could.
Squeal into the front yard.
Go four-wheeling up the rocks. Kayli. I think it's funny. It's so strange having her back in a good way, though.
It almost feels like we're back in high school, like that gap of 15, 20 years.
20.
It has. It kind of feels like we're back in those days.
Yeah,
my
we're
body
getting
reminds
older.
me we're not.
I know. We're getting...
Oh, my God. I hit 40 last month.
Hell yeah.
I'm loving it, though.
We're going to Vegas.
We are.
Yeah, that's something I've been meaning to bring up with Kayli, but then I keep getting distracted. So while she's not here to talk over me, I want to ask the folks, do you have any recommendations for Vegas? Nikki and I are going in May for a week, which I realize is kind of a long time for a Vegas trip, I hear. Mm-hmm. But hear me out. Hear us out. We're going to go and relax. Mm-hmm. Nikki found us a great hotel that has a lazy river, and you don't have to pay for shade. Mm-hmm. And we're going there. We're going to catch some live music, but we're curious to know what places you like to go to. What do you like to see? Where's a good place to eat? We want some good quality, fancy stuff because we're celebrating our 40s. Mm-hmm. And so give us a call at 971-361-9227. Thanks.
Okay, bye. No.
Okay, bye. Now what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about smex.
971-361-9227. It's Andrea and Kayli's Just a Typical Podcast.